Archangel Michael says, "There is a reason your presence draws eyes in any room you enter. It is not simply about your features, but an energy, a light that refuses to fade, no matter the years you have lived. This glow has started to pull someone towards you in a way they can no longer resist. They have been watching from a distance, telling themselves it is harmless curiosity. Yet every glance they steal only deepens the pull. Every small detail they notice makes them want to be closer. What you carry within has begun to undo every wall they built in their heart. It's not just attraction. It's a mix of fascination and hunger to understand why you seem untouched by time. Your laughter feels too young to belong to your years. Your eyes hold a sparkle they've rarely seen in anyone else. This mystery is the fire they can't put out. They didn't plan for this. They thought they could admire you and walk away without consequence. But the truth is, something inside them is already bound to you. Type Amen to get blessing 333. There are whispers about you, carried quietly between lips that cannot hide their awe. People have tried to guess the secret, to figure out what makes you so magnetic. None of them know that the answer is not in your skin, but in the spirit that refuses to age. This person's feelings have shifted from curiosity to need. They don't just want to see you, they crave the comfort of your presence. It's as though your very being has become the cure to something they didn't know was missing. Your movements, your voice, even the way you glance over your shoulder has started living rent-free in their mind. They replay moments in silence, their thoughts weaving stories around the memory of you. And yet, they are afraid to approach too directly. They fear the intensity might scare you away, but they also know their restraint is running out. Type Amen to get blessing 817. The signs are already here. The way they linger longer than necessary when you speak, the way they find reasons to be where you are. They may try to disguise it as coincidence, but their steps are guided by something far stronger. They notice the smallest details, how your hands move, how your eyes narrow slightly when you're deep in thought. These little things have become their private treasures, moments they hold on to when they can't be near. Archangel Michael says what they feel is not fleeting. It is the kind of pull that only grows with time, the type that refuses to loosen its grip. They don't see you as a passing fascination. They see you as something rare they might never find again. And that realization is what makes them restless. Every day without you feels heavier, and every time they see you, it becomes harder to pretend they can stay away. Type Amen to get blessing 904. They are caught between wanting to protect their heart and wanting to hand it over to you without condition. You've become the line they can't cross without losing control, but the temptation keeps pushing them closer. There's a quiet ache in them when you're not around, an emptiness they can't explain to anyone else. It's as if your absence creates a shadow over everything they do. Their mind replays how you carry yourself, confident but never arrogant, warm but never desperate for attention. This balance makes you untouchable, yet they want to be the one who gets close enough to touch. They've tried distracting themselves, diving into routines and other connections, but nothing dulls the sharp edge of longing you've placed in their heart. Type Amen to get blessing 721. You've unknowingly become the moment they look forward to in their day. Whether it's the sound of your voice, the sight of your smile, or simply the comfort of your aura, you've marked their world with light. Even the things they once thought they wanted in another person seem irrelevant now. You've redefined beauty, desire, and connection in their mind. They wonder if you know the effect you have. They wonder if you can feel the way their energy shifts whenever you enter the room. This feeling in them isn't going away. It's only deepening, and soon, they will have no choice but to act on it. Type Amen to get blessing 612. They've begun studying you without even realizing it. The way you tilt your head when you listen, the way you pause before you speak, the way your smile seems to carry a secret no one else has unlocked. Each of these details pulls them deeper into your orbit. Sometimes they feel as if you're a chapter they've read before in another lifetime. A sense of familiarity that doesn't make sense in this world. Your presence feels like déjà vu wrapped in the skin of destiny. They don't just admire you for how you look. They admire you for the way you hold yourself in a world that tries to dim other people's light. You seem untouched by bitterness, unshaken by the years, as though you've discovered a fountain within yourself that keeps you alive in ways others can't understand. And that's what keeps them awake at night. It's not only beauty, it's power. It's the quiet, unspoken magic that lingers after you've walked away. Type Amen to get blessing 542. Their attraction has turned into an ache, and this ache is growing roots. They can feel it every time they try to focus on something else, only to find their mind drifting back to you. It's not normal, and they know it. They tell themselves they can control it, that if they just give it time, it will fade. But every glance, every accidental touch, only fuels the fire they can't smother. Archangel Michael says, this is not something that will pass like a season. This is a pull that is meant to happen, a connection that was written long before your paths even crossed. This person has started to realize they are no longer in control of their emotions. And the moment they accept this truth, everything will change. Type Amen to get blessing 883. You may not see it, but their eyes search for you in every crowd. They notice your absence like a missing heartbeat. It makes them restless, scanning every doorway in the hope you'll appear. Sometimes they catch themselves smiling at nothing, because in their mind, they're replaying something you once said. They find comfort in the memory, even if it's only a few words. They've even started changing things about themselves without telling you. Small adjustments, all in the hope of being noticed more, of being someone who can stand beside you without feeling overshadowed. Your youthfulness is a mirror that makes them question their own reflection. It doesn't make them jealous, it makes them want to rise to your level. Type Amen to get blessing 774. The truth is, they have already planned moments in their head where the two of you are alone. Not in a way that feels forced, but in a way where the world seems to move aside, leaving only the two of you. They imagine conversations that last hours, laughter that comes without effort, and the kind of closeness that doesn't need to be spoken to be understood. They keep these visions to themselves, afraid that speaking them aloud might break the fragile thread of possibility. And yet, every day they hold onto the hope that fate will weave that thread into something unbreakable. Archangel Michael says, some connections are like storms, slow to form but impossible to stop once they begin. This is one of them. Type Amen to get blessing 641. Their emotions are beginning to betray them in public. People are noticing how their gaze lingers on you longer than it should, how they find excuses to be where you are. They brush it off as coincidence, but deep down they know the truth. This is no accident. This is the pull of something larger than themselves. At night, when the world is silent, they replay your face in the quiet space of their thoughts. It's not an obsession. It's a need for something that feels like home. And every time they see you again, that feeling grows stronger. Type Amen to get blessing 590. They've begun to notice that your presence changes the energy of a room. When you walk in, conversations slow, eyes shift, and there's a subtle but undeniable shift in the air. It's as if the world pauses to make space for you. They feel a rush every time your eyes meet theirs, even if only for a second. That moment is enough to make the rest of the world fade. It's not just a glance. It's an unspoken exchange, heavy with meaning. They've started craving these moments like water in a drought. Even when they don't plan on seeing you, the hope lingers quietly in the back of their mind. And when it happens, when you are unexpectedly there, their pulse betrays them. Type Amen to get blessing 712. They have tried to talk themselves out of this. They've told themselves it's just a passing attraction, that it will fade if they ignore it. But the truth is, it's getting stronger. Archangel Michael says, some bonds defy logic. They are not about time or place, but about the thread that has existed between two souls for longer than either can remember. They find themselves drawn to your voice. It doesn't matter what you say, it's the sound, the tone, the rhythm that stays with them long after you've gone. It's become their favorite sound in the world. Type Amen to get blessing 936. They are learning your patterns without trying. The way you smile more when speaking about certain things, the way you look down briefly when you're shy. These details have become treasures they guard in the privacy of their thoughts. Every interaction feels like a piece of a puzzle they've been trying to solve all their life. And each time, it fits perfectly into the image they've been forming in their mind. You've become their quiet addiction, not one they want to break, but one they hope will one day consume them entirely. The mystery of why you appear so untouched by time only deepens this pull. Type Amen to get blessing 824. They've even started to imagine what your life looks like when they're not around. How you spend your mornings, the small things you do before bed. They want to know the rhythms of your days as much as they want to know your thoughts. It's no longer enough to admire from afar. The pull is becoming unbearable. They are beginning to think of ways to step closer, ways that feel natural, unforced but intentional. And once they take that step, there will be no turning back. Archangel Michael says, the moment they choose to act, the story will change forever. Type Amen to get blessing 665. Your youthfulness has made them realize something about themselves. That they've spent too long letting time dull their own light. Now, seeing you, they feel inspired to fight for it again. You've awakened something dormant in them, a part of their spirit that had been silent for years. They no longer see themselves the same way. Every reflection now feels like a challenge, to rise, to match the energy you carry so effortlessly. This isn't just about attraction anymore. It's about transformation. Type Amen to get blessing 577. They didn't expect you to change them, but you have. Without even knowing it, you've become the mirror that reflects the person they wish to be. Every day, that pull toward you grows stronger. You've made them notice the way they walk, the way they speak, even the way they carry themselves. Not because you asked, but because they want to rise to the standard you set without trying. This kind of influence is rare. It's not born out of fear or control. It comes from admiration so deep it begins to shape who they are becoming. And they know they can't stay silent about it forever. Type Amen to get blessing 448. They catch themselves daydreaming about conversations you haven't even had yet. Little exchanges in kitchens, coffee shops, or quiet corners of the world. Moments filled with ease, laughter, and that unspoken bond they feel when your eyes meet. These thoughts are both a comfort and a torment. They keep them alive in your absence, but they also make them crave you more. Archangel Michael says, some connections arrive to rewrite your story completely. This is one of them, and no amount of resistance will keep it from unfolding. And deep down, they've already stopped resisting. Type Amen to get blessing 709. Your youthfulness makes them feel as though time bends around you. You could be in a room full of people and still it feels like you are untouched by the years that weigh on others. This is part of the spell they can't escape. It's not something they can explain to others. If they tried, the words would never capture the way you seem to carry a hidden spring of life inside you. And it's not just about appearance, it's about the way you move, the way your energy makes even the air around you feel lighter. They've started to think they were meant to find you for this reason alone. Type Amen to get blessing 594. They're not afraid of the pull anymore. At first, it unsettled them, the way thoughts of you would slip into their mind without warning. Now they welcome it. Every reminder of you feels like a promise of something bigger. They've started imagining what it would be like to know you deeply, beyond the surface the world sees. To hear the stories you don't tell just anyone. To be trusted with the truths you guard closely. That is what they want most, not just to look at you but to understand you. Type Amen to get blessing 862. They feel restless now, as though standing still will only make the distance between you grow. They want to close that gap, step by step, until there's no more space left to cross. This isn't the kind of attraction that burns quickly and fades. It's the kind that builds layer upon layer until it becomes unshakable. Archangel Michael says, once they decide to step forward, the world will shift to make room for what is coming. That is how powerful this connection truly is. And once that happens, nothing will be the same again. Type Amen to get blessing 781. They are beginning to sense that waiting any longer will cost them more than they can bear. Each day without acting feels like a missed chance that might never come again. This urgency is starting to press on them like a weight. They find themselves rehearsing words in their head. Not declarations of love, but small beginnings, little openings to see if you will let them in. Your presence is no longer something they can casually experience. It's a necessity, the one thing that brings color into the grays of their routine. And they fear what it might mean if they ever have to let that go. Type Amen to get blessing 693. The truth is, they've started to notice how other people look at you too. That same curiosity, that same unspoken awe. And every time, they feel a quiet spark of protectiveness ignite inside them. It's not jealousy. It's the instinct to guard something rare, something that the world might not handle with the care it deserves. Archangel Michael says, you have a light that draws many, but not all who are drawn will have pure intentions. This is why they feel so compelled to be near, to stand as a silent shield between you and anything that could dim that light. And in their heart, they've already made that promise. Type Amen to get blessing 574. You've unknowingly become the measure they hold others against. Every conversation, every glance, every laugh they share with anyone else feels pale compared to what they feel with you. It's not fair to anyone else, but it's the truth they can't deny. They've stopped looking for replacements, stopped pretending they could find someone who would make them feel the same. Because now they know it's you or it's nothing. That's how deep this has gone. Type Amen to get blessing 821. Even in moments when they try to focus on other things, you return to them. Like a song that plays faintly in the background, never fully fading, always present. They wonder if you feel it too. The quiet pull, the invisible thread tugging at both of you. The stronger now than it's ever been. And soon they won't be able to keep it hidden any longer. Something will happen that forces this connection into the open. Type Amen to get blessing 755. They are not ready to let go of the chance to know you deeply. Not now, not ever. The more they see, the more certain they become that you were meant to play a role in their story. Archangel Michael says, the path ahead will reveal more than either of you expect. But it will take courage to walk it without fear. And that courage is slowly building inside them. They are getting ready to take that first irreversible step. Type Amen to get blessing 688. They've started noticing how the world around them feels different when you're near. Colors seem brighter, sounds feel softer, and even time itself feels slower. It's as if the universe is giving them more moments to memorize you. When you speak, they hang on to every word. Not because of what you say, but because of how you say it, calm, certain, and effortlessly warm. They carry those moments with them long after you've gone. They replay them in their mind like a movie they never want to end. Type Amen to get blessing 517. In their quiet moments, they wonder if you know how much you've changed them. The person they were before you feels like a faded version, a shadow of who they are becoming now. Archangel Michael says, certain people enter our lives as a divine shift. They aren't there to blend in. They're there to awaken something sleeping within us. You are that awakening for them, and they will never be able to forget it. Type Amen to get blessing 934. They've noticed the way you move through life with a quiet confidence. You don't demand attention, yet it follows you everywhere. This subtle power draws them in more than any loud display ever could. It's a beauty that isn't trying to be seen. It simply exists, and that is what makes it impossible to ignore. They feel that same pull every single time, and it's growing harder to stay composed in your presence. Soon, the truth will begin to show in ways they can't hide. And when that happens, everything will shift between you. Type Amen to get blessing 672. They've begun making choices based on where you might be. Changing routes, adjusting schedules, even lingering a little longer somewhere just in case you appear. It's not manipulation, it's longing. A deep, aching desire to exist in the same space as you, even for a short time. Your youthfulness is a mystery they don't want to solve, because the mystery is part of the magic. And deep down, they hope you never change. This is more than attraction. This is a story already writing itself. Type Amen to get blessing 895. They have started to feel your absence in ways that surprise them. It's not just missing your face or your voice. It's missing the way the world feels lighter when you're near. That feeling is becoming something they crave more than they can admit. They've even noticed how they measure their days differently now. There are days with you and there are days without you, and the days without feel incomplete. You've become the invisible mark they compare all experiences to, and nothing else seems to measure up. Type Amen to get blessing 742. Archangel Michael says, this is not a passing season. It is a connection designed to shift the course of a life. The more they try to fight it, the stronger it becomes. This is why their thoughts always circle back to you. They can't put into words why you feel so different from anyone else. They only know that when you are G. 613, they've grown sensitive to even the smallest signs of you. A familiar scent in the air, a laugh in the distance, a reflection in a window that looks like yours. Every time, their heart reacts before their mind catches up. That instinct, that pull, is impossible to unlearn now. They imagine what it would be like to tell you all of this, the restless thoughts, the way you've quietly taken root in their heart. But they hold back, afraid of what that truth might set in motion. And yet, the pressure to speak is growing. Type Amen to get blessing 586. They've started to recognize that the longer they wait, the harder it will be to keep this inside. Their eyes already give them away. People who know them well have noticed the shift. The way their focus drifts when you're nearby, the way their energy lifts in your presence. This is not something they can disguise much longer. The truth is making its way to the surface, and soon it will be undeniable. And when it comes out, it will change everything. Type Amen to get blessing 931.